What's happening in Virginia, and I think it's happening throughout the country, the old farmers are leaving the farming business, and a lot of land is not going back into farming. Some of the best soils are being gobbled up by the urban development.
Right now, with food insecurity, everybody's concerned about, are we going to have enough food to feed this generation and the next generation? Big Ag cannot tote the burden of trying to feed the world alone. They need the small farmers. Everybody plays their part, but the smaller guy, they don't get the opportunity to play in a big, vast field like back here. They only got an acre, only got 2 or 3 acres. Look what you can do.
I always try to do something different than anybody else. People come in here, oh my God, sugar cane in Virginia. This is how we live in my country. You got your chicken in the yard, you raise your little produce. A saber, cómo está la vaina. But that's not like a hobby. You raise that for sobriety.
This is our food security for this country. Es tan importante las ayudas, los beneficios que hay en este país, que es nuestro país, para el agricultor.
Los tiempos están cambiando, es el tiempo de los agricultores.
Production funding for this program is made possible by
todo el mundo pues debería de ver de dónde viene. Muchos tienen sus hijos no saben de dónde viene el tomate. Ellos creen que viene de la tienda.
Hacer 3 cosas y son fundamentales. Tienes que trabajar fuerte, tienes que tener una buena administración y tienes que tener el conocimiento para que tú puedas hacer ese tomate, esa planta.
Pretty much I've been working with food since I got to the United States. In my area, you don't raising like cabbage, broccoli. But when I come and try raising a broccoli, probably I raised my broccoli with that big. I don't have no experience how to trimming, when I plant it.
Nosotros queríamos crecer un tomate con las temperaturas de Sinaloa. Entonces, con el conocimiento de Sinaloa, México. Entonces, es muy diferente. No teníamos el conocimiento de cómo crecer esta planta, este tomate, en esta tierra, Virginia. El tomate le gusta a la gente, le gusta el venado, le gusta el conejo, le gusta el, ¿cómo se llama el animal ese, Daniel, que a veces nos da problemas?
Como un possum.
Ajá. Sí.
Whoever do that, a lot of times they throw it back.
So when you go back there and they get W9, tell them to check the mail. Yeah. Come April, I've been around here for about 10 years. When I came here, there was one full-time employee, which was myself, and maybe 8 part-time employees. The challenges I think that I'm facing at the moment are unique challenges or opportunities. I don't call them challenges, I call them opportunities. This is, I guess, ground zero. You're actually on a 416, 17-acre research farm. We cover all of the Commonwealth of Virginia, counties in Maryland, 4 counties up in Maryland, and these counties in North Carolina. And when I came here 10 years ago, we just covered maybe 6 or 7 counties in Southside Virginia.
If we're in the area and we have other requests, then I guess we can tag on, and then we can make it one whole package to make it
Yeah.
So we'll look at it logistically as the requests come in.
There are lots of large farming operations, but they cannot feed the world. They need the help of the little guys as well, and that's our goal here, is to help the small, socially disadvantaged guy.
I know we're in the mode of responding to requests, but I just think, again, we need to be considerate of the places that might not even know that they should be requesting, our unit, and putting some information out there for their audiences to know that they have an option to request it.
We go out in the field with you, we work with you, we train you, we show you how to do it. There is a better way of doing things if you just follow our recipe, so to speak. So many people have been disenfranchised over the years, and there's a history of that. With the country talking about immigrants, they're very apprehensive about participating in any government programs, So you tell them about USDA or you tell them about this, and they go, oh, no. I'm good, yeah. That's important, I think, that we build that trust factor. Break that down to them so that they can have an impact on not only their community, but the world. USDA defines a small farmer as anybody that grows less than $250,000 because they use the broad spectrum of the entire country. Here in Virginia, we look at a small farm normally in the 100 to 150 acres, most of them. And then we have a lot of farmers that are just small.
And how many acres is this plot? Is it like an acre or is it?
0.85. Just be careful here. Déjeme mover esto aquí bien prontito. What we're going to do here is try and enjoy the much space as possible. I take off out of there, out of that other house, about 3,700 pounds of tomatoes.
The hoop house or high tunnel extends your growing season. In one of these hoop houses, he can produce what he could do maybe in 2 or 3 acres in open field. Everything here is under his control.
I come from Dominican Republic, and we are tropical. Lime, avocado, guava, sugarcane, papaya, banana, plátano, and chinola, a passion fruit. I have including out-of-state produce like, let's say, fruit, lemons, orange, pineapples, and stuff like that to make a keshi. But the majority stuff will be a... Come on, man. Back in the day, pretty much that's all I got. People, come on, bro. I got people, they come in here and telling me, I come in here just for forget about the city, destroy myself. We got grapes here. They call it muscadine. Turn them. Look at this. We call it agricultor in Spanish. I'm agricultor, and I'm producing vegetable and retailing and wholesaling. Twice a week is farmers market in Richmond, and also daily people come in here and pick their own or whatever. They call me, yeah, I need so much of this, so much that, okay. When you buy a produce from great big company, I don't want to say they don't know what they do, but also they have to apply strong chemic, This one, it was picked yesterday. You heard? That's how crunchy it is. Keep it fresh. You put in all the stuff together, and you got a market. So, we get the baby and good to go. I do a lot of travel. I drive at least 4 days a week, the same road. Thursday, I gotta go all the way to Richmond, and that's like another hour and a half. But when I coming back, I gotta come into North Carolina, which is in Roanoke Rapids. So from Roanoke Rapids, come right back to the house. That's on Thursday. It's not frustrated. I meet people and I enjoy myself. Sí, ajá. No, ese un poquito anaranjado.
For the Hispanic community, they eat beans 2 or 3 times a day, you know. So they buy whatever he has.
Man. Yo, we got beans here. Oh, bring me some. Frijolito fresco. Hoy domingo, frito, pero échale para acá. Tenemos frijolito fresco. I planted the stuff for different cultures. Guatemala, Salvador, Honduras. Everyone here, there, one country like something more than the other country. And that's why I'm here for them, planting what they need. ¿Qué estamos haciendo?
Quitando frijoles.
Okay, ¿de qué color?
Negro.
Okay, está bien. Very popular. We got the black beans today, black beans and red beans. Even, let's say, Salvador and Guatemala, they kind of close. It's different culture. They raise their kid differently. They eat differently. Ayúdale a él, por favor. What's up, brother? My father, he was one of the major rice producer in Dominican Republic. I really want to be involved at one point, but, you know, he don't let me. Mama and father, they have me like the rich boy, and that's not good. So when I came to the United States, I really don't know, not even fry an egg. But I had that vision, so I'm pretty much a really good copy of my father. You see what I'm doing is pretty much what he was doing in his country. I never done it, but I see it's about food. People need to eat.
La comida es muy, muy importante. Y el tomate es dinero. Yo le digo, mira aquí, es una cora. Ay, se me cayó la cora. Dices, esto es una cora. Empezamos este sueño en el 2012 y pues prácticamente ya tenemos 10 años. Empezamos con jalapeño. Pablo, que es mi esposo y compañero de vida por más de 16 años. Él es originario de El Salvador y yo soy originaria de México, de Sinaloa, México.
Well, we met before 9/11 because I was in the military. So I met her in Virginia Beach.
Yo estudiaba en la universidad pero en el 2001 y pues aquí vine y pues caí en un área de militares y miré un militar muy joven y guapo. Entonces dije yo, bueno, pues me gustó Estados Unidos. Esto solo es un campo de tomate Roma. Es only Roma tomatoes. Tuvimos este problema por el huracán. El exceso de agua es lo que hace eso, por eso no está muy bonito. Me gusta mucho el tomate Roma porque es un tomate fuerte, es un tomate que tiene tamaño y a los restauranteros eso es lo que le gusta. El mercado es más amplio para el tomate, no tenemos ningún problema en venderlo. Es completamente natural. Lo que tú te llevas a tu boca es completamente natural.
And you know, the good thing is like everything that we produce here stay in the same county. It doesn't leave out.
Yo creo, nosotros empezamos en el 2012 y paramos nos tomamos una pausa en el 2017.
It rained for 2 weeks in a row. Everything was waterlogged, and they lost their plants just collapsed. By the time the inspector came to evaluate for their crop insurance, there was no plants. They were rotted.
Perdimos todo. Empezamos desde cero.
It's hard when you can really do nothing about it. When my father died, it was like, take my heart out of my body. My father, he was my brother, he was my uncle, he was my friend, he was my partner. He was everything for me. One thing I learned from my father, if you fail, get back. If he fell somewhere, that's nothing. Go back again.
When the waters rise, you don't base your survival on the whims of charity or benevolence alone. You better have something for yourself. He said, listen, if you can't afford what they got across the street, and if you don't feel welcome over in that space, roll up your sleeves and grow on the land that I gave you in the first place.
Es algo para mí muy impresionante, ya que en aquellos tiempos cuando yo comencé a hacer agricultura, no tenía ningún conocimiento, pero siempre se aprende algo. My mind is blowing. It's amazing what you can do with one little bitty seed.
Sometimes I get an individual in here and they got all these dreams. They're gonna do this and they're gonna do that. But then when you narrow them down, get them focused, and then take them on that path and see them become successful. My goal is the sustainability of the program. I've been with it 10 years, but how much longer do I want to stay here? You know, is the question I have in my mind, because I'm retired once. I love ag. I grew up on a farm in Southside Virginia. We raised flue-cured tobacco and beef cattle. This little plot where you see grass here, I think that's gamma grass, and then on the back is just regular cropland that the farm manager plants birds crops on to help maintain the farm. I recall the struggles that my parents had on a small farm, you know? And for me to be able to come back and help other small farmers to overcome those challenges, that's what keeps bringing me back. This is our high-tech high tunnel. This tunnel is off of the grid. It operates off of the solar field and the wind turbine up in the air. It collects the rainwater off of the roof, deposited in those cisterns in the back. As far as we know, this is the only one of its type in the country. It has the irrigation system. It have 2 pumps in the back that takes the water out of the cisterns, and then it irrigates the crop. It's all operated off of a Wadsworth system electronically. If we say we want the temperature to be 65 in there, we can set it so it'll automatically raise the curtains on the side. So a small farmer now, the question be, well, I can't afford all that. No, you can't, but you can afford some of the simple technology, like put some gutters on your high tunnel and collect your rainwater. Well, how am I irrigate? Hey, use one solar panel and you can run one of those pumps back there. You don't have to have all this elaborate stuff we got in this one. So that's what we tried to do here. If they see it, they can get a better idea of what they need to do, you know, visualize it.
In my family, it was like 11 uncles. Every single uncle it has to have a area for raise some type of produce. So like let's say you raise watermelons and cantaloupe, everybody coming to you and get watermelons and cantaloupe. O menos.
Sí,
menos.
Él no canta cada rato ni canta de madrugada.
Ah, sí.
Ese no.
¿Qué tal?
Muchas gracias.
Okay, gracias a usted. Sí. I raise squash and cucumber. Everybody have to come in here and get their own squash or cucumber. My grandfather, he was the one say, look, everybody gotta raise some type of produce. When a customer coming to farmer's market, they're gonna find the produce. And no matter if it's from my table or from other tables. We picked that last night, 8 o'clock, right fresh. Thank you.
Hey, don't be pull that. That still smells good. Baby.
You know that this thing, like when it get too cold, they kind of weak. They don't like too much cold.
They don't.
That's right. Don't forget the sugar. You gave me one too much.
I got you.
People get siding, and sometimes they come for 1 or 2 items, over some they take like 5 items. Here we go. She got another one up there. It's a little windy.
I gotta get a jacket.
I watch you all the time on Facebook.
People may hear, oh yeah, and they start talking, da 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 da.
This is some of my work.
Oh, okay, look at that.
Carvings.
Wow.
Where y'all from?
Lawrenceville? Lawrenceville. I just go by like $1 for you.
Let me ask you a question.
Yes, sir.
Banana tree. You just chop it off even and mulch on top, or what do you do with that banana tree during the winter?
Right here we got the marketplace, and they also sell it too during the week.
We use Ari's vegetables in as many of our items that we sell in our deli case as we possibly can. That's our chef back there.
You know, you go to the grocery store, you don't know where your stuff's coming from, who's growing it. So we build a relationship with Ari, and he comes to see us Saturdays and brings stuff to us, and I get to kind of plan menus around that, which is fun.
And I really enjoy the support all the community give me.
You learn a lot about an individual sitting across the table, having a meal with them. You know, I may grow a vegetable this way, you may grow it this way, but we need it to be grown this way to be able to be marketable, so we bring our resources together and our knowledge, and then...
It needs to be...
So we'll...
Like the way I
Fresh
told
fill, open it up, pass it to me,
you got a space.
pass it to you, pass it back to me, and we'll start presenting.
Yeah.
28 miles from here.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Man, you on point. You on point.
I got one.
He went to win Sean.
Make it up today.
How are you? Thank you. Good to talk to you.
Mr. Hurt.
I'm good to see
How
you.
you doing, bro?
Good to see you.
And they want the one that he sent.
You got wall to wall now, don't you? What did you do with your hose?
Now I have the facility to see what all the people doing. So that's another grain. He's on. You can see all the operation, and that's wonderful. So he need a lot of orientation. I said, no, it don't work like that. You know, you have to have
He needs a mentor.
Yeah. Location, your farm, the county, what county your farm in?
nice crunchy cucumbers.
Your mailing address.
I can see that
The
right
county
there.
your farm is in.
See less.
Remember that basic information.
Well, good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
And welcome. How many of you have a high tunnel? Okay.
We're the education component. We interact with a lot of beginning farmers and new farmers and socially disadvantaged farmers. And I want them to really understand what's available so they can utilize all of these resources to better their farming operation. And sometimes the bigger farmers, they're all involved in the technology. You know, they have the bigger tractors, they have the auto steer or all these other things. But the small farmers, it's not a whole lot for us in the world of technology. So this is one way that technology can be adopted onto the smaller farms.
Is that we need to demonstrate to the farmers the technology and what's there so that you can make an informed decision about what's good for you and your operation. A lot of those pieces of equipment these farmers can't afford, so we purchase those types of equipment through grant funding, and then we make it accessible to the farmers. It gets you back up on your feet, and then we'll pass it on to the next farmer that may be in distress.
Y el que quiebra es temporal. Tú puedes quebrar, tú puedes fracasar, tú te puedes ir a bancarrota. Pero cuando tú sabes trabajar, tú te levantas.
Farming is evolving. This is the future of agriculture.
This is the trend, and this is what we need to work for. There are ways to get back into farming.
Ese es el proceso, es el proceso. Cuando digo sueño americano, para mí es el tener un techo, el tener comida en la mesa y tener tiempo para tus hijos, para tu familia. A lo mejor mi sueño no es vivir en una casa de $2 millones. Será el sueño de otros. El mío no. A lo mejor es una casa más pequeña, pero feliz. Y tú dices, ¿estás lejos de ese sueño americano? No. Estás muy cerca. Ese es el sueño americano mío.
When it all comes together, that vision that I had proved to the individuals that had their doubts that, hey, this is something that is of value, that the farmers can use and that they're going to take a piece of this back to their farm.
You never finish learning, but hey, so far I think I'm in kind of okay shape. I don't feel like I'm working. I'm feeling like it's a hobby, but I make money.
Each morning you have to have something to get up for. You know, I love fishing and traveling, but I love farming and watching things grow. I'm gonna stay here behind this desk as long as I'm having fun. So, you know, I'm still having a little fun.
You treat the plant right, they appreciate it. When you know what the plant needs and you see the plant growing, and you say, wow, it's coming. It's coming.
Production funding for this program is made possible by
Who belongs? Is there room enough for all? Who belongs? Do we stand or do we fall? And is there room in our hearts for this whole land? Is there room for us in the heart?